Hi everybody, it's the Rebel Yankee Girl. Long time no see. I decided to get back in the kitchen, and today I'm going to cook something that was my husband's favorite when we were dating. We used to go to Pizza Hut, and he loved to get the Cavatini. So I'm going to make a version of it today that is kind of a mixture of recipes I found online and just what I thought would be good in this. So what I'm going to do is piece together what I've, the steps by step, and then I'm going to put it all together. So we'll be back in a minute to get all the ingredients together. The first thing we're going to do is salt our water. And remember, you want your pasta water to be very salty, kind of like the ocean. I just throw a couple pinches full in there, and then you're going to bring it to a boil. Put the pot on high, and let's get it boiling for our pasta. And I'm going to put about 4 ounces of this corkscrew pasta, 4 ounces of the seashell pasta, and about 4 ounces of this corkscrew pasta. We'll let those boil until they're al dente, which means they still have a little bit of bite to them. And we'll be back in a minute to get that out. I'm getting my pan hot. I'm heating up my stainless steel pot. You can feel the heat coming off of it. And I'm going to put my Italian sausage, a half a pound, and a half a pound of ground beef in here. Okay, I got my sausage and my ground beef in here. And we're just going to get that good and brown all the way through. Oops, sorry about that. And I'll be back as soon as that's done. Now, our recipe calls for 1 onion sliced thin and 1 bell pepper julienned. Well, I don't like the texture of onions and bell peppers in my food, so I'm going to stick them in my little food chopper, and we're going to chop some that I already chopped. And I like a little red and orange, maybe a little yellow bell pepper in here with the green. So I bought these small little 16-ounce tubs, I guess. Let's see, it doesn't say. But it's about 16 ounces. So I'm going to put about half of each one of those in here and chop it up. See, that is really finely chopped, which is how I like it. But if you like the texture of these vegetables, don't bother with this part. Okay, I've got my bell pepper, onion, and that I chopped up. And I put about half a cup of onion because I'm not a big fan of onion. And I put about half a cup of really finely chopped bell peppers in here, and a tablespoon, you see that right there, of minced garlic. And we're just going to let that sit in there and cook. And I'm sorry, I'm doing a poor job of filming this today. Trying to hold it with my hand. But we're going to let that cook for a little bit and let those get good and tender while our pasta is cooking. Be back shortly to put it all together. To help these saute and soften up faster, I'm going to put a lid on my pot. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes to check on it. Okay, we have browned our ground beef and our Italian sausage together. And we sauteed the green bell pepper, the onion, and I had some red bell pepper that I put in there with mine too. I got those all cooked down really good, along with a tablespoon of minced garlic. And now we're going to add about a cup of pepperoni. You can cut these up or leave them whole, either way. I'm going to cut mine in half because these are the thick sliced. And you don't want to brown these ahead of time. You just cut them and put them in the pot with your meat. And Pizza Hut, I wish you'd bring this back because it's not that it's hard to make, but yours is so good. We miss it. Being a child of the 80s had its perks. But I got about, I'd say, half a cup of these pepperonis, and they're about the size of a 50-cent piece. And then I just cut them in half. It's so good. So, now we've got that all together. I also took about half a cup of my pasta water before I drained my pasta. Excuse me. And Then I added it to the meat and let that simmer with my vegetables and meat for a minute. So you're going to have cooked about 3/4 of a cup of mixed pasta, about 1/4 cup of each of pasta shells, some rotini, and corkscrew pasta. And that's already ready as well. I grated some mozzarella cheese. I don't like the kind that comes pre-shredded. Okay, so now I'm going to take one 24-ounce jar of Rao's tomato basil marinara sauce, whatever you want to use, any kind of sauce. But I'm also going to use a 12.3-ounce can of their pizza sauce. Other recipes call for 2 32-ounce jars. I didn't want to make that big of a casserole just for me and my husband. And I thought using the pizza sauce would be more like what Pizza Hut probably did. Even though it doesn't say pizza sauce in most of the recipes I've read, I'm going to do it, just see if that comes closer. I'm also going to take and add a little bit of water to the bottom of my jar, because there's a lot of sauce left in that jar. And you know we don't want to waste nothing. So we pour that in. Now we're going to take our pizza sauce and pour that in. And once again, a little bit of water in the bottom, because we want all the yum yum. All right. And just mix your meat all in there. This makes a big, big casserole. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to have to get a bigger dish than what I have here. Now you take your pasta after you've cooked it and you put it into the meat sauce as well. And you're just going to stir this all together. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I thought that I was adjusting the camera so you could see me put the pasta in and mix it up and then layer the casserole. And I shut the video off and didn't know it. So none of that got on the video this time. But what I did after I mixed the pasta into the pasta sauce was I put about half of it in the bottom of my casserole dish. Then I took half of the mozzarella cheese and layered that across the top of the pasta. Put the rest of the pasta over the top of that layer of cheese, and then put the rest of the mozzarella cheese on top of that. I then put a layer of tin foil on it and put it in the oven for 350 degrees. And I think it's going to take about 30 minutes. We'll see. I'll give it a check and I'll let you know if it takes a little longer when we take it out. I'm so sorry. It's been a while since I've been in the kitchen with y'all, so bear with me while I get my bearings. Thanks. Okay, it took 30 minutes with the tinfoil on and 15 more minutes with the tinfoil off. And it got all bubbly and good. So now we're gonna dip it up, because I know some of you like to see this dished out. I like to get some of that cheesy stuff. Kind of the best part. Let's see here. Let's try to get a bite here. That brings back good memories. Y'all give it a try. Don't forget to lick the spoon.